the Liberty 5-cent coin from 1991. If you have this coin in your pocket, your old savings jar, or hidden in your drawer, it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end of this video because we will uncover not only its long history but also how much it could be worth today according to online platforms, auctions, and marketplaces, and finally, how you can sell it for the right price. The Liberty 5-cent coin of 1991 sits within a fascinating era of American coinage. The design itself, often referred to as the Jefferson nickel, carries the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse side. By 1991, the Jefferson design had already been in circulation for more than 50 years, but each year and each minting tells its own story. Jefferson's profile was originally chosen in 1938 to replace the Buffalo nickel, symbolizing not just an American president but also an icon of democracy and liberty. By 1991, the coin was already a familiar part of everyday life in the United States, but its longevity in design also made it a collectible piece for many. The reverse of the coin featured Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, a symbol of history, architecture, and Jefferson's vision of America. This design remained unchanged for decades, which means 1991 nickels can often be overlooked as ordinary. However, small minting details, conditions, and era varieties make them far more interesting to coin enthusiasts. In 1991, the coin was struck into main mints, Philadelphia and Denver. The mint mark can be found on the obverse side near Jefferson's portrait. Coins from each mint can carry slight variations in production numbers, which influences their collectability. While millions of these nickels were produced, scarcity and value are often determined not by quantity but by condition grading and any striking errors. The late 1980s and early 1990s were a period of change in the United States economy, and coins like the 1991 nickel represent the stable, yet evolving currency system of that time. Inflation was reshaping how smaller denominations were used, yet the nickel remained important for vending machines, public transportation, and daily trade. For many Americans, this coin was a daily companion, often unnoticed, yet always present. Collectors today pay close attention to coins from the early 1990s because they form part of a transitional period in U.S. coinage before design changes in later decades. The 1991 nickel is particularly desirable when found in mint state condition or with full steps visible on Monticello, which indicates a strong strike. These coins are graded higher and command better prices at auctions and in online sales. Auction houses, eBay listings, and collector marketplaces reveal that certain 1991 nickels have fetched surprising amounts, while circulated examples usually hold face value or slightly above. Uncirculated coins or those graded by professional grading services like PCGS or NGC can range. Imagine holding a small copper coin from 1949 in your hand, something that has been passed through countless pockets, purses, and tills for decades, and yet today could be worth far more than its face value. That's the hidden magic of the Liberty wheat penny from 1949. If you happen to own this coin, it might just turn the tables for you. Stay with me until the end because I'll reveal its value according to eBay, online platforms, and auctions, along with how you can sell it. At the end, I'll give you a way to know its exact price and the selling procedure, so stick around. The 1949 wheat penny is a continuation of the iconic Lincoln wheat cent series, first introduced in 1909 to honor Abraham Lincoln on the centennial of his birth. This series ran until 1958, and during that time it became one of the most beloved and collected designs in American history. The obverse of the 1949 penny features the portrait of Lincoln, a design by Victor David Brenner, while the reverse proudly carries the wheat ears, symbolic of American prosperity and hard work. 1949. The United States was experiencing significant changes. World War II had ended only a few years earlier, and the country was entering a period of economic growth and transition. Pennies minted during this time circulated widely in a nation that was redefining itself in the post-war era. Each 1949 wheat penny is a small artifact of that moment in history, linking us to an America full of both challenges and opportunities. There were three main versions of the 1949 wheat penny: those minted in Philadelphia with no mint mark, those minted in Denver with a D mint mark, and those minted in San Francisco with an S mint mark. Each variety has its own mintage numbers and collector interest. Philadelphia produced the largest quantity, while the San Francisco Issues are scarcer and often more sought. After the metal composition of the 1949 wheat penny remained 95% copper with a small balance of tin and zinc. These copper coins not only carried monetary value but also became part of everyday American life. They passed through hands at diners, gas stations, schools, and shops, often unnoticed in their day-to-day role. Today, the story is different. Collectors and sellers look at these coins with a sharp eye, focusing on details such as mint marks, condition, and even errors. For example, 1949 pennies with strong mint luster, sharp details, or doubling errors are far more valuable than ordinary worn pieces. On eBay and other online platforms, a circulated 1949 penny might sell for as little as a few cents above its face value, especially in average condition. However, higher-grade coins begin to command stronger prices. Uncirculated examples often fetch between $5 and $20 depending on quality, and certified mint state coins can bring $50 to $100 or more. Some error coins or particularly rare examples have gone for even higher prices at auctions. Auction houses also highlight the potential of these coins. Today we take a closer look at a coin that might appear common at first glance but could actually carry a hidden story and unexpected value. Imagine discovering a simple 5-cent piece that has been in circulation for decades and realizing it could change the way you think about pocket change. If you happen to own a Liberty 5-cent coin from 1990, it might just turn the tables for you. So stick around until the end of this video, because not only will we uncover its rich history and details, but I will also reveal how collectors on eBay and major auction platforms value this coin today. And most importantly, I will show you how you can sell one if you are lucky enough to own it. The 1990 Liberty 5-cent coin, more commonly known as the Jefferson nickel, is a fascinating piece of American coinage that carries forward a long legacy. The Jefferson nickel design was first introduced in 1938, replacing the Buffalo nickel, and it has remained a cornerstone of U.S. currency for decades. By 1990, the design had already been in use for over 50 years, making it a familiar sight to Americans everywhere. Yet it still retained the respect of collectors who recognized its historical continuity. On the obverse of the coin, you find the portrait of Thomas Jefferson, the third president of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His likeness, facing left, symbolizes the nation's commitment to democracy, independence, and innovation. The reverse of the coin proudly displays Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia home, an architectural masterpiece and symbol of his vision for a young and thriving nation. What makes the 1990 nickel especially interesting is that it belongs to a period when the U.S. Mint was producing coins in very large numbers to meet circulation demands. That means many were struck, but condition and striking quality varied. Collectors today value sharp, clean strikes, especially coins that show Jefferson's features and Monticello's details with clarity and depth. The coin was minted into primary locations, Philadelphia and Denver, marked with either no mint mark or a small D on the coin. Proof versions were also made in San Francisco, featuring mirrored fields and frosted designs intended for collectors. These proof coins, when preserved in pristine condition, are among the most desirable to numismatists. Today we're diving deep into the world of the 1936 Liberty wheat penny, a coin with such an intriguing history and surprising value that it might just turn the tables for you. Stick around until the end, because you'll discover not only how valuable this coin is, but also the secret of how you can actually sell it if you have one. The 1936 wheat penny is more than just an old coin. It's a historical witness from the Great Depression era. In the mid-1930s, America was recovering from one of its darkest financial periods. Jobs were scarce, people were struggling to make ends meet, and yet the U.S. Mint was still producing coins that carried not only value, but also symbols of hope. On the obverse of the 1936 penny, we find the image of Abraham Lincoln, the president remembered for holding the Union together and abolishing slavery. His portrait wasn't chosen by chance. It symbolized resilience and strength during times of hardship. On the reverse, you'll notice the classic wheat ears framing the words, 1 cent. This design by Victor David Brenner wasn't just about aesthetics. The wheat symbolized prosperity, nourishment, and the promise of a better tomorrow for millions of Americans living in rural communities and working in agriculture. That design connected directly with their daily lives. Holding that penny was a reminder of hope. even when times were tough. In 1936, 3 different U.S. mints produced these pennies: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each mint mark tells its own story. The Philadelphia mint produced the highest numbers, which means the no mint mark 1936 pennies are the most common. Denver pennies carry a small D beneath the date, while San Francisco's coins show an S. Although millions were struck, certain variations and conditions make them extremely valuable today. One of the most fascinating aspects of the 1936 wheat penny is the variety known as the doubled die. Some pennies from that year were struck with a die that created a doubling effect on the date and lettering. Collectors prize these errors because they are rare, and when they appear in high grades, their value skyrockets at auctions. Now let's talk about grading. The condition of a coin determines so much about its worth. A circulated 1936 penny might only fetch a few cents, but in higher grades, especially mint state examples with sharp details and little to no wear, the value can rise dramatically. Coins with original red luster and touched by time are the most desirable among collectors. What makes this coin even more exciting is its market activity. Online platforms like eBay frequently list 1936 wheat pennies, and depending on their condition, prices range from just a couple of dollars to several thousand for rare varieties. Auction houses have seen stunning results, where pristine examples have been sold to eager collectors at impressive prices. But the real charm lies in the unexpected. Many people discover 1936 wheat pennies in old coin jars, inherited collections, or even while sorting through pocket change. Imagine the thrill of realizing that the little coin you've overlooked for years could actually be worth far more than you ever thought possible. This coin is also a piece of art. Brenner's design is iconic, lasting decades before the wheat design was replaced by the Lincoln Memorial reverse in 1959. That means the 1936 penny sits squarely in the golden era of wheat cents, cherished for their historical significance and design beauty. Collectors love these coins not just for their monetary value, but because they connect us to history. Holding a 1936 penny is like shaking hands with the past, a direct link to a time when America was struggling, persevering, and eventually rising again. Every scratch, every tone of color, every imperfection tells a story. Some pennies may have been passed hand to hand during a family's grocery shopping trip in 1936. Others might have been tucked away in a war bond savings jar just a few years later as the country prepared for World War II. That's what makes coins like these so magical. Now here's the part that really matters. If you own a 1936 wheat penny, you could be sitting on something special. And like I said earlier, it might just turn the tables for you. You might be wondering exactly how much yours is worth and how to sell it. This is where things get exciting. I want you to comment the word price down in the comment section, and I'll personally respond to let you know the value of your 1936 wheat penny and guide you through the exact steps of how you can sell it, whether it's through eBay, an auction house, or a trusted coin dealer. I'll make sure you know the